Hi, I'm Amy, a computer toucher / pervert.
And I'm Beth, a word enjoyer.
And this is Shit Post-Mortem.
A podcast where we overthink stupid ideas.
Post-mortems for shitposts, if you will.
Also, we might trick you into learning about, I don't know, wire fraud or something.
Oh god, yeah, maybe we'll find out.
Shit Post-Mortem.
All right, let's get into the ideas. Beth, you want to read this first one?
Yeah, so this first idea is, ampersand as a symbol, it's used to mean and. In my opinion, it kind of looks like a guy with a huge ass sitting down and crossing his legs.
I hadn't considered that, but I do see it now.
At least there's different versions of the character. Sometimes people will handwrite
typographical one.
Yeah, so
like
a lot of handwritten ones will be like, basically a backwards 3 with a vertical line through it or something like that. Which basically it comes from a ligature of the Latin word for and, which is et, like et. So yeah.
And where does the word ampersand come from?
Yeah, so that comes basically. It used to be considered part of the alphabet in English, which is kind of interesting. And so because when listing the alphabet, you'd be like, W, X, Y, and Z to like distinguish that you're not saying and as an and, you're saying and as in I am saying the word and as a letter of the alphabet. They would say and per se, and where per se was kind of like saying quote, like literally and as a word.
And literally and
eventually and per se and got run together. It ran together into the word ampersand.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally joked before that the and before, Y and Z is a letter, so...
It's
maybe it is.
Well, I think it was after... I want to say it was after Z.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the modern sort of alphabet song is from after that. I'm pretty sure.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know what goes hard? LMNOP.
That's probably I think that's the peak of the alphabet song for sure.
Yeah, it kind of peaks there, right in the middle. Right. So the idea was lowercase ampersand. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to talk about outside of a visual medium, but I had some designs because normal typographical ampersand basically is the same height as a capital letter. Right. I mean, you can see that in the doc. We have lowercase ampersand written in the capital L in lowercase is the same height as the ampersand.
Yep.
So one option is to literally just squish it down and make it the height of a generic lowercase letter, which I think sometimes in typography is called X height. Because
the height of an X.
Yeah, generally X is a sort of standard letter that fits within sort of the generic square without a letter square without any ascender or descender. Yeah. There's also some other similar terms like around width, like an M is the width of a letter M.
Right. Speaking of M's, M dashes.
Yeah.
As opposed to now.
Yeah. As opposed to N dashes. N dashes are called that because they're the length of an N, and M dashes are the length of an M, at least. That's where the names come from.
And if you don't know, obviously this is not universally the case, but LLMs that are producing text love M dashes for some reason.
To a weird extent. There's no way it was used that much in most of their training data. I'm not actually sure why that's a thing, but it's definitely
chock full of M dash. I've seen some pieces from people who are like, I'm a actual writer who uses M dashes.
And this
we're like annoyed that everyone sees M dashes and they're like, AI. Yeah. But a lot of the time when you see, especially if there's emoji in a way that humans wouldn't use, sparkle emoji.
Yeah.
Like there's just hallmarks that are not totally reliable, but are often indicative.
To me, one of the biggest hallmarks, and this is a little harder to pin down, but basically, if it always talks like it's trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
If it's all written like ad copy, even if it's like generating fiction or whatever.
Yeah, then it's like, and that's also just, there's something sort of very like greasy and off-putting about that.
There's a sort of desperation.
Yeah.
Like, basically, I think the way they've trained these things is they've basically been like, hey, humans, give it a thumbs up if you like what it said. And it turns out, maybe this reflects on humans, but a lot of people like being sort of relentlessly flattered and told that being told that they're correct about everything.
Infinite glazing.
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah, but some of this stuff, this goes for some of the AI images too. It has this like weird oil slick sheen to it. There's something just, I don't know, it feels inhuman to me. And I recognize it literally was not produced by a human. But, like, even that aside, there's something a little inhuman.
Yeah, another thing in a lot of AI generated images is there's like a couple of styles people do a
that's
lot
true
with
too.
them. One I call the pseudo Pixar,
Yeah.
where it's not
Oh,
actually
man.
3D rendered, but it kind of looks like a Pixar character.
Yeah,
Of
I
course,
hate
a
that.
big one going around was the pseudo Ghibli, which
Yeah.
God
Ugh.
Miyazaki would be so
Yeah,
fucking
I
mad.
think that if you generate a profile picture of yourself as in the Studio Ghibli style, Hayao Miyazaki should be allowed to kill you.
Yeah, you should be allowed to fly a plane
Yeah.
into your house or something.
Yeah.
That guy fucking loves planes.
Yeah, I
By
think
the
he should
way.
be allowed to do that. Right, so sorry, getting back to the original idea. What were some of the designs you were thinking, other than squish down and ampersand to be short?
Yeah, so a lot of them were coming from going back to sort of older forms of the letter or whatever the symbol that were more literally an ET ligature.
Yeah.
So one option is a lowercase e, where you kind of, you know how an e kind of has like this lower swoosh?
Yeah.
Like it has sort of this upside down bowl shape.
Yeah.
And then so if you basically move the end of the swoosh out from under the bowl, there's room to put a little sort of T cross above it.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like a lowercase et or
yeah, that's
something
kind of
like that. So I think that's a decent option. I found someone online who was sort of,
messing with that.
who was thinking about that. So, and there's also the option of basically just doing the sort of backwards 3-1, but
Yeah.
X height.
Right, small.
It's not that interesting, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, you want to go on to the next idea?
Yeah, so this is inspired by a friend was trying to do a Captcha that literally made you like rotate and assemble pipes to connect two things.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a joke one or something. Like, I think that was just a real caption that they ran into.
Yeah, so I was like, well, after a certain point, we might as well start fucking having like Bethesda lockpicking minigame captures or something. Oops, your lockpick broke. You need more lockpicks.
Yeah. But am I remembering right that the nature of the lockpicking minigames actually changed in between
Yeah,
kind of game generations?
yeah, basically, in Oblivion, the lockpicking minigame, although obviously simplified from real lockpicking,
Yeah.
is kind of like real lockpicking, where like harder locks will have more pins. You're kind
Right.
of getting a side view of the shaft with pins in it, and you have to use picks to like push up on the
Side
pins.
view of the shaft.
Which
Sorry.
lockpicking lawyer type joke.
Yeah.
That guy, he does April Fool's videos that all have video titles that sound like porn, but it's always just about locks.
I mean, it's
a
kind
really
of it's a good bit. to
he's
be
kept it
honest.
up for so long too. You have to admire it.
You would have to respect.
It's kind of
it.
impressive.
You have to respect it.
He'll find a lock from a brand called like Johnson or
Yeah,
Cock
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That's the French
Yeah.
word for rooster.
Yeah, you got to respect it.
Yeah, so and then basically I think they simplified a lot of stuff between Oblivion and Skyrim, which some grognards love to complain about.
Wait, sorry. Explain what you just said.
Okay, I did say that because I thought it'd be funny. Okay, so grognard is an intentionally incorrect pronunciation of a word that tends to be used in certain sort of older nerd / RPG circles to refer to kind of like a crusty old nerd who's mad about current stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure the actual formal definition, but
I
it's
see.
something like that.
Okay. Right, so they simplified it, and some people don't like that. But on the other hand, Skyrim was very popular, so it's hard to imagine that Bethesda really regretted it.
Yeah, okay, I think my definition was fine, except that I should add it's also a wargaming thing, it looks like, in addition to an RPG thing.
Yeah, makes sense. That's not the most different thing in the world.
Yeah.
Right, so the idea is you'd load a webpage, you'd be like, you're a robot, maybe do this lockpicking minigame. Yeah, is there something funny, Beth?
No, nothing at all.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I will say I've seen a lot of captchas recently. Sometimes they're just like, here are some fire hydrants. Pick out the fire hydrants. I do think lockpicking minigame probably funner.
Well, here's the thing, though. The way it works in Skyrim and stuff is that you can run out of lockpicks, and then you have to go and buy more,
Right.
or something, or find
Right.
more in a chest.
Oh no, you have to go to a different website and get more lockpicks.
Maybe you have to pay real money.
Oh god! Imagine instead of it with capture. Well, maybe someone's done something that's. It's kind of like a capture, but they're like, you have to give us 5 cents first.
Captcha microtransaction.
Yeah. Actually, I want to say, I forget what it's called. I'm pretty sure people have experimented with ideas kind of like that. Because obviously, like a classic problem of the web is how do you monetize stuff? And obviously the actual solution that ended up being the main one that all the big platforms use is advertising.
Yeah.
And selling user data, which is basically very similar to advertising. But I'm pretty sure there are points where people are like, what if you had like an account that tracked all the websites you went to and it allocated a little bit of money to each one
It's kind of plausible.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. You can kind of imagine an internet like that, although it's not really the internet we have.
Yeah, it's not the one we have, but I don't know. Maybe that would be better in some ways. On the other hand, everything is already microtransactioned out the wazoo, and I can't really say that that's good, so maybe not.
Well, Amy, we live in a world where we get to have ads and microtransactions, and they sell our data.
Yeah, well, okay, that's true. It was probably inevitable that we just get.
The thing about
as possible.
The thing about ads is you can get someone to watch more and more ads. I think if you keep increasing the amount of ads in their feed,
right? But if you keep jacking up the
people are more likely
to
bulk at a specific point when the subscription price passes something.
That won't stop the streaming service.
Yeah, but also a lot of them are like, here's something where you pay us some money, but also you have to watch ads.
Well, yeah, right. They have hybrid approaches.
Yeah and I think that's because people are like, I'm not paying that much, but fine, I'll watch ads, because in a sense, for a person, watching ads is sort of free. I mean, it takes time, is the main thing.
Yeah, it takes time, is the thing. But people don't always value their time. It's true. It depends. I kind of do value my time. I'm one of the people, if I'm being honest, who's willing to pay more to get a version of a subscription service without ads.
Yeah.
But your mileage may vary, and maybe you just pirate everything, and you know what? You do you, to be honest.
It does kind of annoy me though, people who are like, well, are you stupid? Why are you watching ads? Just pirate everything.
Well, it's like sometimes I would, if possible, I would like to watch it in a way where the people who worked on it get money, Like, it does depend on the situation and stuff.
But, like, if it's a situation where me watching on a streaming service would mean that the creators get residuals or whatever,
yeah,
I would actually prefer that.
Now, if it's something where, like, and I hate this so much, where some of the streaming services we're casting shows into the void, never to be seen again.
Pirate those, yes.
Yeah,
definitely
I'm 100%
Pirate Infinity
for
Train.
sure in favor of pirating those.
Also, fuck David Zaslav.
Yeah, it's David Zaslav, bastard man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, oh god, what's even happening with like Paramount, Skydance, Warner Bros. Or whatever?
Well, Netflix gave up. So their Warner Bros. And Paramount are combining. That sucks. We don't have to talk about it too much, but boy, that fucking sucks ass.
And they're owned by the Ellisons.
We don't like them.
Mr. Larry Ellison, who appeared in the Epstein files.
I didn't know that, but that isn't surprising at all, actually.
Yeah, no, he was. I think him
amazing.
And like Bill Gates and Richard Branson were all up in there.
Yeah.
It's not really that surprising to me.
Billionaires, where the fact that they're off-putting perverts
was kind of known
already. People kind of like knew already.
Bill Gates had a history of relationships with his underlings at work. Like I think his Melinda Gates, who was his wife for a long time, I think used to work under him at Microsoft.
Yeah, and that's not.
The vibes are weird.
The vibes there were already red flags. Let's just say that.
Bill Gates, I don't care how much money you give to build toilets in Africa. I kind of think you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Bill Gates, we don't like you. Bill, is he listening? Do you?
Somehow I don't think so. Hey, Bill Gates, go eat a bag of dicks. Mm-hmm. He'll get that one.
Oh yeah.
He used to love. Apparently, he loved this Seattle area chain that I think it kind of sucks. It gives you bagged preheated burgers. It's called Dicks.
Yeah,
that's what that's in reference to.
He'll get it. He's listening, and he did get that joke. And he's like, "I forgive you for all the other stuff you said because that was a good joke." Yeah, that's actually what he said. I think.
Now I'm actually going to give you $1 billion down. That's what he said.
I mean, I don't like him, but I'll take $1 billion. Okay. Let's see. Going on to this next idea, 2FA. That makes you touch grass. If you don't know what 2FA is, that stands for two-factor authentication. That's when you're like logging onto an account and it makes you do something else in addition to just putting in username and password. Like it makes you go tap a notification on your phone or whatever.
Amy, I thought 2FA was some kind of romance language, second-person pronoun plus verb.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I will say one version of 2FA is that they send you a text, but that version is not very good.
I mean, there's also you have an authenticator app on your phone.
Yeah.
Companies tend to like that one, I think.
Yeah, basically, most jobs I've had that involve, like computer jobs, have done that type.
They have like Okta or Google Authenticator.
Or Duo or whatever. Okta seems to be the most popular amongst the tech companies. The tech companies love to get stuff from other tech companies.
I think that's the main way some of them stay in business is other tech companies using their stuff.
Kind of true, yeah. It, more or less, yeah, that is.
I feel like that's the hope of a bunch of the AI startups, and I don't think it's going to actually happen for most of them.
See.
Because it's like, is your very special ChatGPT prompt actually, useful to anyone?
Yeah.
Should they really be giving $1 billion in venture capital for that? I'm not so sure.
Well, yes, and I'm starting a startup. Bill Gates, give me $1 billion. Anyway, okay, so the actual idea is two-factor authentication that makes you touch grass. So you put in your username, you put in your password. It's like one more step before you log in. You have to go touch grass.
You have to go outside.
Now, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work. Grass, as you may know, is not electronics.
Wait, it's not?
I do wonder, like, is there a way to hook up electronics to grass so that when someone touched it, it would be able to tell that something touched it?
I mean, how much voltage can grass carry?
I
There's
don't
some water
know.
in there.
I mean, it
you know?
has water in it. It might depend on the type of grass. This is not my area of expertise.
It might also depend how recently it was, watered.
Yeah, like if it's super dry, maybe it's a different story.
Something like electrolyte content might matter to
Yeah.
how it could carry electricity.
Yeah,
too.
because I know there's obviously things like you ever see those lamps where you poke just any metal part of them and then
And it'll turn on.
Yeah,
I've seen those.
Could you do that but with grass?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure metal is more conductive
metal is
than
more
grass.
conductive than grass. Whoa.
You see, you were thinking about this in a totally different way than me.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
I was thinking you have to take a photo of yourself touching grass or something, and you do computer vision.
Okay, honestly, that's probably more.
I mean, it'd also be really easy to cheat it, though.
It would be easy to fake, but maybe that's more practical.
I mean, you could literally just have a little square of AstroTurf in your apartment, so you don't actually have to go inside.
I mean, that's kind of funny, though, right? Like you're like, oh, okay, I gotta go put my hand by the AstroTurf and snap a picture.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of funny.
I assume AstroTurf is probably actually a brand name for artificial grass. I don't actually. I'm
Probably.
not really sure though.
That it sounds like a brand
It does
name.
sound like a brand.
We love
name.
to talk about things that were brand names but were genericized.
Like dumpster.
Yeah, or is elevator or it's escalator? Escalator's one. Yeah, AstroTurf is a brand name. It looks like.
Yeah.
Escalator. I think dumpster.
I said that already.
Oh,
yeah.
you did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was started by a company where their last name was Dempster.
Oh.
And you dumped stuff in it.
Yeah.
But basically, to me, the bar for it's truly genericized is people are surprised when you tell them it used to be a trademark.
So people might say Kleenex to mean tissue, but they know that that's a trademark.
Yeah.
Though. Like if you told them, they
might
be
say,
surprised.
I Googled it, but they know Google's a specific search engine.
Yeah.
I knew a linguist at one point who was an expert witness in a court case about trademark genericization, actually.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, generally the legal precedent, my understanding is it's basically what I just said. People have to legitimately have no idea that it's a brand name, which is actually a pretty high bar.
Yeah, it has happened. We give examples.
Companies but a lot of modern companies worry probably disproportionately about becoming genericized compared to how close it is to actually happening.
Like Google's not actually close to that. Happening.
Google will get mad at people. I used to work there. Beth backstory. They really want you to say something like searched using the Google search engine. They don't want you to say Googled because they're worried about it becoming a verb eventually, leading to it becoming a generic word that means to search something on the internet using any search engine.
Right. That's what they don't want.
Or similar, Adobe.
They don't want you to say Photoshop as a verb.
They do not want you to say you Photoshop something.
Right.
They want to say you manipulated an image using Adobe Photoshop or some shit.
Put a little registered mark in there.
Yeah, this is the kind of shit where only people who are working for or with a company
would do that.
Would word stuff in this
Jump
kind
through
of
those
way.
linguistic hoops.
Disney has some of this stuff too, for sure. Sometimes you'll see weird circumlocutions because people were told to say phrase stuff a specific way.
Are you thinking of anything in particular?
Yeah, there's some stuff in the theme parks where they want you to say it a really specific way. I think Galaxy's Edge, they might want you to literally say Star Wars in front of it every time.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That's really funny. Right, but no, normally.
But why would you do that?
Shit because that's a little bit deranged.
But I mentioned this, there's a whole class of basically Disney influencers.
Yeah.
Where they're terrified of upsetting the company because they'll
so
stop
they'll
getting
jump
invited to
through the hoops.
premieres.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks like the full official name is Star Wars, that's italicized, colon, and then not italicized Galaxy's Edge.
Of course it is. Yeah. All right, I'm going to move on to the next idea. This is one of mine. Okay, so it's hot ninja girl making fake clones of herself during sex, and you have to figure out which one to fuck. If you're not familiar with this trope, it is kind of a thing in fiction, not in real life as far as I know, of ninjas.
Well, I don't think magic is real.
Well, yes. Ninjas during a fight making illusory clones of themselves.
sometimes it turns out it's actually a log. That's part of the trope. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Specifically ninjas, where like you attack them and then the illusion vanishes and there's like a log or a stick sitting there.
I'll say, I feel like a Yiga clan member might do.
It's
sort of Yiga clan
from the
type vibes.
From the recent Zelda games,
Yeah. Right. So obviously that's usually a fight thing and you have to like attack the right one.
I feel like the really classic thing is there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the minimum, I guess. If you have 2, it's like a 50-50 shot you attack the right person. I don't know.
Yeah, you need maybe more than 2, otherwise it's just gambling maybe. And then, realistically probably there's some sort of tell, or it seems.
Yeah. Like, if this is a boss in a video game, there would definitely be a tell.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh, this one still has a health bar above them or something.
Koopalings does this, I think.
Is it a Koopaling or is it Boom Boom?
Oh, I forget. One of the Bowser type.
One of your enemy, Mario's enemies, who's kind of like a smaller version of
Bowser, but not Bowser Jr. Okay.
Wait, maybe it's Pom Pom, Boom Boom's sister. I think she has ninja stars.
Oh, it might be Pom Pom. Yeah. You feel free to fact check our Mario knowledge.
the deep Mario lore.
Woohoo!
That's right.
Okay, right. So the idea is, you have to figure out which one to fuck. I will say, someone on Blue Sky suggested the additional bit of if you fuck the wrong one, it turns out you're actually fucking yourself.
I'm not sure how that works.
I think it may have involved portals or something. I mean, look, we're talking about illusory clones already. Don't get too concerned. Exactly the details.
Anyway, honestly, something approximately like this, for all I know, this could have happened in Naruto. I don't know. There's definitely people having an illusion of them being a hot ninja girl and also making illusory clones.
I've been informed that that's a thing in Naruto, is that he could look like a hot ninja girl.
I read the first volume at some point, and it's in there. He can do that. He does it a weird amount, in fact.
I have to imagine he could also do the clone thing.
I'm pretty sure.
That's, like I said, like we've been saying, that's kind of like a typical...
Yeah. Naruto is definitely...
manga ninja sort of
Naruto's
thing.
trafficking in a lot of the classic ninja tropes, for sure.
Nart.
Mm-hmm.
Bort. His son Bort.
And his son Bort, that's right. And his daughter Salad.
Wait, actually, what is his daughter, actually? I actually don't know.
Sarada or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Right, this next idea is also mine. So it's a science fiction sort of idea. So it's a machine that at first it seems like it's creating art. It's outputting novels, it can produce a painting, whatever. But it turns out that it's actually just plagiarizing stuff from parallel universes. Like it's reaching out, it's yoinking some novel a person wrote in a different universe.
This says something about our current moment, but I can only really interpret this
as being about LLMs.
Yeah, pretty much. It's about generative AI.
There's nothing like you could have come up with this idea before then.
Yeah.
But in the current moment, it's really hard to not take it, because if you're like, well, it seems like it creates stuff, but all it can actually do is plagiarize. It's like, it's very reminiscent.
Also, it might say facts that aren't true about your universe.
Right, that's actually a fun wrinkle.
Like, if it wrote a history, it would probably be completely wrong.
Right, Beth, you were saying, like, maybe people figure it out if there's a story about this or whatever, because it's like producing alternate history, and they're like, wait, that's not right. We told you to write nonfiction.
Yeah. Who the fuck is like Napoleon the Seventh? Who's this guy or something?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's maybe something to the idea.
Probably not a novel, but I think it could be a fun sci-fi short story.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of a high concept thing.
Yeah. You'd need a little more to it than just the basic premise, but I do think it's an interesting premise.
I think one way you could do this is you have it so there's a specific guy who everybody has been congratulating for his insane creative output.
Oh, yeah.
And it turns out he basically secretly had this machine.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe people like figure out what's going on right after he dies or something.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Add a little more character drama.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next idea, which is spaghetti that kills you. Spaghetti that fucking kills you. Now, it's debatable if this should be in the doc.
Like, what is the idea? How does it kill you exactly?
It's spaghetti that's deadly. Right. I just really wanted to talk about this. To be honest, it's not even really an idea. Okay, but there's a real type of spaghetti that I tried making called spaghetti, I think it's alla assassina, which is, of course, Italian.
For spaghetti of the assassin.
Yeah, it's basically like assassin spaghetti. But I like to call it the spaghetti that fucking kills you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, actually, sorry, can I go on a short tangent?
Oh, sure, yes.
Yeah, so the etymology of the word assassin is really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because it comes from a Middle Eastern word for cannabis.
Right.
Basically, the original group referred to as assassins were infamous for smoking hashish. And they were like hashishans, basically.
Hashishans.
Yeah.
So they were big potheads. That's what I heard.
Well, they were famous for smoking pot and stuff, at least. Yeah. Sometimes people get famous for stuff historically that they didn't really actually do. So I don't know how historical. I'm not really sure how much weed they were actually smoking either way.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, but that's where the name. The assassin part is basically from hashish.
Yeah, that is interesting. Of course, assassin is kind of a fun word because it has ass in it.
Twice. Double the ass. Double caked up.
Yeah, double caked up. Right. So this spaghetti that I was talking about, it has. Like I said, I kind of just want to talk about. It has an unusual preparation technique. So you basically cook the spaghetti. Initially, you toast it in oil a little bit, and then you're adding tomato sauce to it in a pan, not a pot, a pan, and cooking it and intentionally burning it a bit in the pan. And you also it has a bunch of chili flake and stuff like that in it. It's an interesting technique. And so I tried making it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the etymology of assassin. So it turns out what I said is one of the possible origins. There's a second one.
Oh, what's the other one?
It basically, so either way it's from Arabic, but the other one is basically something along the lines of fundamentalist.
Yeah.
Like literally one who is faithful to the fundamentals of the faith.
Yeah.
Or the foundation of the faith, sorry. But I think translating that as fundamentalist would be reasonable. So sort of like a religious zealots who were killing people.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Right. So what did you think about the spaghetti that kills you when I made it?
It's shocking how good it is and
Yeah,
how complex the flavors are.
It's really good.
For how many ingredients there are.
Yeah.
I was like, Amy, is there cheese in here? And she was like, no. And I was like, what the fuck? Why does it taste like there's cheese in here? Yeah, I would recommend it. It's
pretty good.
It's like mostly pantry ingredients. It's surprisingly delicious. The main thing...
The technique's a little
The main thing
maybe.
Amy got from watching an Italian is that she actually didn't burn it enough.
Yeah, I could have tried it a little. Yeah, it's still good though.
Oh, sorry. The main downside is cleaning the pan. If you have a non-stick pan, maybe it would be less of an issue.
We don't because we have birds, and if you use Teflon pans around birds, it might kill them. So we don't have any.
It gives off fumes that can just very rapidly kill a lot of pet birds. Yeah.
It was kind of a pain to.
It's kind of like how they used to have canaries in coal mines because they would die from like coal gas way before the miners would. And because canaries are often noisy, you'd be like, oh, the canary stopped singing. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's not good. Poor canaries.
Anyway, I'm really glad that in some ways technology has advanced so that we could just have a fucking electronic air quality meter.
That's like,
much better. Or like, did you know they used to kill rabbits to do pregnancy tests?
Yeah, they don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, they don't have to kill rabbits for
now
that.
You can just buy pregnancy tests and run Doom on it.
That's right. Or now, almost all insulin in the US, although it still costs too fucking much, but it's pretty much all produced by genetically
Right, they used to have to
engineered
get it from animals.
Microorganisms. Right? Yeah, they used to basically extract it from like cow and pig pancreases or something, I think. And it was like they had to kill so many animals. Well, I mean, they would go to kill the animals anyway.
This is not the same. This is not as bad, but Premarin.
Oh yeah, pregnant mare urine. That's the original. Premarin was an abbreviation of pregnant mare urine.
They used to get
that's how they got it
from. For pregnant mare urine.
Yeah, like at one point I met a quite a bit older trans woman at a support group who was like around in San Francisco in like the 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And there was like apparently a rich gay guy who was kind of her patron who would help her basically get pregnant mare urine like hormones smuggled from Mexico.
Yeah. So that's cool. Cool.
And guess what? There's actually been trans people for a really long time. It's pretty cool.
That's true. Please stop trying to make it not exist.
Yes. Not to get too depressing, but just
we're going to keep existing no matter what. So
yeah. Okay, so my next idea, I was thinking about how there's red wine, there's white wine.
There's rosé all day. There's hashtag wine love.
There's the rosé, which I feel like you could maybe call pink wine.
Yeah,
sure. I think the word rosé in French basically means pink, at least in some context.
Yeah, sure.
Like Le Vin rose or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm probably saying that right. Le Vin rose or whatever. I don't know how to say French. I'm scared of French orthography. I have a French friend who insists it's not that bad, but nonetheless, I'm scared of it. Anyway, so I was like, well, and I think there's like Pinot Noir and Pinot Grigio, which I think is like gray.
Yeah.
A lot of the Romance words for gray are something like Grige or Grease or Green.
Oh, like that one video game.
Yeah, that game's cool. Yeah. Is that GRAS?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, great art.
Yeah. Right, so you're trying to come up with new colors of wines. You find out some of them are real already, right?
So there's a specific company that sells blue wine.
Yeah.
Whoa. And they say that it's just made from, like, grape plants, but apparently people have done tests that like some of these pigments are not from grapes.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I guess they probably wanted to, distinguish their products.
I mean, I think they set out, we need our wine to stand out. Hey, you know what other wines aren't?
Blue!
But yeah,
They're
like,
not.
In
It's
terms
true.
of literal wine colors, obviously, like, I'm just thinking about wines I've seen. They could obviously, they're pretty common for them to be sort of in a white, pale yellow,
Yeah.
orange, pink, gold, tan kind of range.
Yeah,
And of
sure.
course, lots of reds from
Yeah.
pink to like, a deep sort of
A
maroon
burgundy.
or burgundy. Isn't burgundy? Burgundy's literally a
Wine,
wine, I
so,
think,
yeah.
actually.
So,
Yeah.
yes. You have to imagine that that's burgundy.
Or like, I think at a stretch you could find wines that could loosely be called green, although it might be more of a yellow
Yeah,
green, or
sure.
purple, although it might be more of a red purple.
Yeah, but,
But-
like maybe.
Yeah.
You could find wines that some people would say are those colors.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, we got basically red, orange, yellow, green, purple, black, white, gray, brown,
Yeah.
blue, and then I looked up and
Yeah,
so
someone did it.
I guess let me know if you have other color ideas for wine, but honestly, it seems like it's actually pretty thoroughly
Rainbow
explored.
wine?
How would that work?
I don't know.
Like it's different colors in different parts of the wine. I mean, you might be able to do that.
Maybe.
Maybe if you had pigments
If
of
you
like
did weird additives.
minutely different density or something,
Yeah.
so that they formed natural layers.
Yeah, but
This sounds more
is-
like a cool cocktail
Yeah, this is
than
like
a
a
wine,
weird
though.
cocktail, though. That's not a wine thing, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's getting a little elaborate with the additives
Yeah.
for a wine.
You want to go on to this next one?
Okay, so my next idea is stupid.
It's stupid?
No, it's stupid.
Oh, it's stew. Okay, it's the word stew, and then it's PID.
Yeah, so recently I watched a James Hoffman, that's like a British coffee YouTuber with a impeccable fashion sense.
I've posted it before, but lesbians who look like James Hoffman.
Call me.
Yeah, call me.
Anyway, yeah. So basically, he was talking. He was trying something called the Mocha Bot. That's with a B, not a mocha pot.
A B as in Beth?
That's right.
A P
Yeah.
as in Peth?
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, it had something called a PID in it, which essentially is a little electronic thing where you can set a threshold, and you can set basically. Yeah, it's basically a feedback loop where it tries to get close to a specific threshold, and you can also adjust how, based on how far it currently is from the target, you can make it. You can adjust. You can tweak numbers that make it sort of approach the target
Right.
faster or slower.
Yeah. Seems useful.
Yeah. Apparently, the guy who came up with them, according to that video, was thinking about how you steer like a ship.
That makes sense.
And he was like, well, if you have a specific heading and you're off to the left or something, you want to turn to the right.
Yeah.
But you don't want to turn really fast if you're mostly right,
Yes.
because you're going to overshoot it. So,
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Anyway, they
That's
seem
sensible.
really generically useful for stuff such as maintaining temperature for making coffee, for example.
Yeah.
Or like, it does,
That's
any
the Mocha
any
Bot.
basically linear sort of scale like temperature or pressure, I think
Yeah.
you could probably use them.
So what's your idea?
Okay, so making a device just for cooking stew that has a PID in it so that I can say it's stupid.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, so when we say a device for cooking stew, is this like a crock pot?
This might just be a
This
crock
might
pot.
just be a
I mean, I
crock
don't
pot.
actually know if crock pots have PIDs in them or not.
Yeah.
Basically, the other way you could do something like that is you could just have a heating element with known properties and just give it a fixed amount of electricity and kind of assume that it would be at a
Well,
temperature.
right, then that's worse in a way.
Oh, I mean, it's worse for safety anyway.
yeah.
Okay, it looks like people have basically hacked their slow cookers to have PIDs, but they're basically doing it so that they can use it for sous vide, which requires
Right.
very strict temperature control. If you don't know what sous vide is, basically you have stuff in some kind of like usually vacuum sealed in plastic or something, and then you have it immersed in a water bath that's just like that's almost exactly the temperature
Yep.
you want the thing to reach, and you just leave it in there like for maybe at 24
Yeah,
hours.
this
or
used
something.
to be like a fancy cuisine niche thing, but it's become really
It'd be like a
widespread.
fancy restaurant would have like sous vide poached eggs or sous vide steak where they
Yeah.
also then like charred the outside with a blowtorch
Yeah, I
or
won't
something.
lie. I am interested in it, but I've been reluctant. Like we
don't have
We
space.
basically have too much kitchen stuff for how big our kitchen is and how much counter space we have. So I've often been reluctant to buy stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it is there is something tempting.
We live
about
in
it.
a condo with 3 people and a kitchen
That is not that big.
is really not that big.
So, it is
and
what it is.
so we all kind of like cooking and food.
Yeah.
So we have a whole bunch of
Yeah.
Not just like cooking stuff. We also have various beverage related things too.
Oh, that's
we have
true.
like we have an espresso machine. We have a hot water boiler for making tea.
Yeah, we kind of have enough kitchen stuff until I don't know, unless we move or something.
You know, we have a toaster oven. We have a Instant Pot
we
that we don't
do
really
not
use.
have an air fryer.
That's true. That's one thing we don't have.
That's one of the things where if I had more significantly more counter space, I'd get one. But as it is, I'm like, we should wait on that.
The things where I would maybe wait until if/when we move somewhere larger, is I kind of.
You want a pizza oven,
I am
right?
tempted by the concept of the pizza oven.
Yeah.
Because I really like pizza. You cannot make proper pizza in a normal home oven because...
You can make pretty good pizza, but it doesn't get hot enough to be ideal.
Really, for proper pizza or...
You want 800 degrees.
Yeah, similarly for naan, you need a minimum 700 Fahrenheit and ideally 800 or even 900. Yeah. I think there's a pizza place called 800.
Yeah,
pizza shade called 800 degrees.
Yeah. But, yeah, right. Your normal home oven, if you're not someone who cooks... At least in Fahrenheit, we're talking Fahrenheit here, goes up to maybe like 500.
That's a pretty normal place for them to cap out, yeah.
And you can try to use a pizza stone and stuff, and you can get that maybe a little hotter, but
we do have a pizza stone
that much over 500, basically.
Yeah, I've just never been fully happy with the crust of.
It's really a crust problem. The toppings and stuff.
The toppings are not the issue, yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, speaking of air fryers, I'm not anti-air fryer. It is a little bit annoying sometimes when people are like, "Oh, you have to get an air fryer."
The cult of the air fryer.
It's an air fryer.
I get annoyed. I get annoyed if anyone is evangelizing anything to me too much.
Yeah, actually, I was posting about this the other day. I was like, I have a contrarian streak where if people tell me to buy something or watch something or whatever too much, I'm like, no. Like people told me to watch stuff on Dropout too much, so now I won't.
Or like some older examples.
Game of Thrones for years.
Yeah, for years people kept telling me to watch Game of Thrones.
I was like, no. And then actually I did eventually watch it, and admittedly, a large chunks of it are quite good, though obviously, basically, universally, no one was happy with
one of the most infamous ball fumbles in television history, I would say.
Kind of
actually, so people right now are really upset about how Stranger Things ended.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which that's another show.
That's another thing where I never got
I was
into
a contrarian
it,
and didn't watch. But basically, it's a combination of people being like, the ending can't be this bad. Did the AI generate this? Plus Copium, when there's secretly another episode that's actually good.
How you know it was really bad.
That's what the Sherlock fandom did too back
I think
ago.
People with Game of Thrones were like, what if actually they'll redo the last season? It's like, guys, they're not gonna fucking do it. It just was bad.
Sometimes media you like
ends up
having a new season that really sucks.
Sorry.
And it's not a prank. It's not some kind of 5D chess.
Yeah.
They're not going to redo it. There's not an ARG where you can find the actual good season.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's not happening.
Oh, yeah, I was like, okay, this is kind of air fryer adjacent. The Hot Pocket producers,
they stopped including the goddamn crisping sleeves.
Threw me under the... Okay, because I will say, Hot Pockets, well, in a way, sort of a garbage food are kind of good.
Sometimes you
want a garbage food, okay.
Sometimes you want to eat some, like, enriched wheat crust stuffed full of some tomato paste and mozzarella cheese that will burn the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, it's true. It will. You gotta let it cool down. So yeah, they used to have these crisper sleeves that came in the package. You would put it around when you microwave it and get the outside of it nice and crispy, and that did work. And then they just stopped. They're like, to save on packaging, better for the environment, whatever. It's like, I think it's really to save on cost, but they're like, just, if you want it to be crispy, just heat it up in an air fryer. And it's like, dude, I don't have a fucking air fryer.
You used to let me heat it up in the microwave, goddammit.
So now my Hot Pockets aren't crispy.
It's very sad.
And in theory, you can buy these reusable crisping
but they all have terrible reviews.
But they seem like they don't actually work good. And I think there might have been some official ones where you could get them on eBay, but they're like way too expensive.
The scalpers are
out. Secondary market for the fucking Hot Pockets. So if you know of a good solution to this, I'm being serious. Like, please tell me.
Yeah. To describe the sleeves a little more, they were basically two pieces of sort of foil/paper, where the inside was foil and the outside was paper.
I don't know exactly what they're doing. Maybe they're just like reflecting.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure.
Around in there. I'm not really sure how they work.
But basically,
they did work. They did
basically work. On the left and right, the two pieces are connected, and then you kind of press in the sides to make it open up in the middle, and you slide the Hot Pocket into there.
Get it in there.
Yeah.
Also, just a side note: don't fuck the Hot Pocket.
Any reason you bring this up?
Well, you were mentioning earlier how the cheese might burn.
Okay, I see where this is going. Yes, Amy, a question, a real question.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone has tried to fuck the hot pocket?
Yeah. If I had to,
Yeah.
like, if you can conceive of a bad sex idea, maybe, and that would be, like, easy to do, someone's probably.
If it involves common household objects and a stupid person would think of it and be like, what if I did that?
Yeah, that is like...
It's probably happened.
Yeah.
Has someone gotten a carrot stuck up their ass? Yeah, probably.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Has someone tried to fuck the vacuum cleaner? Yes, definitely.
Oh, well, there's no question about that. Bunny girl gets a carrot stuck up her ass.
Oh yeah, Lily, my girlfriend, was telling me there's a quest in the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV where there's some like bunny people living on the moon, which is very East Asian.
Yeah, that is.
If you don't know, their East Asian stuff holds that there is a bunny on the moon who is pounding mochi or something like that.
Something like that. I mean, it's not any stupider than the green cheese stuff we have, so fair enough.
Yeah, but there's a quest where you have to find a really, really massive carrot for a bunny person, and everyone keeps like commenting on how huge it is.
Maybe Final Fantasy XIV is good.
I'll tell you, if you want a bunch of like cat boys wearing maid outfits trying to ERP with you, it seems like a great game.
I gotta be honest, I don't.
I feel like you get enough stuff adjacent to that on Blue Sky, honestly.
Good. All right, well, let's wrap it up. You want to do the credits? Oh my god, holy shit.
Oh my god, it's credits.
Okay.
Hosts, Amy and Beth.
Editor, Amy.
And also, I might start doing some of the editing.
Yeah,
over
I'm
time.
going to roper it to it.
Yeah. Linguistics consultant, Beth.
And our intro is by Bruhisma. That's with a B-R-U-X. Thank you for listening. Bye.